We shall move on. We've got a couple of other areas of recovery to put together. One thing that I do know, which is in the next area, is you have a modified ice deep freeze, what do I want to call it? Chest freezer.
Accident waiting to happen.
Just about to blow you up on your balcony at any time. Talk us through some ice, mate. What's your thoughts? Why have you done that?
Yeah, I think there's obviously a bit of a hype around ice the last few years. I got it because I've used, anyone who used to play rugby in the UK know what it's like to be cold on a Sunday, but anyone who knows what it's like to jump in one of those ice baths after the game, you do get a feeling that you do recover a bit faster. There's so much mixed evidence on it, but from what I read around it and what I believe and what my experience with it is using them since, 16, 17 years old, is you get a much better blood flow. So obviously when you get in, blood shoots out of the muscle, heads back to your core. As long as you stay in there long enough, you get enough rate of that happening. You then get out, you start to warm up, blood pulls back into the muscle and you feel good for it. Some people argue that is because of the adrenaline, the dopamine that you get from jumping in something very cold that says, oh my God, this is cold, you need to get out. That's why it feels really good to jump in an ice cold lake, but you soon want to get out really fast afterwards. So I think that is one way, but if you respect the protocol of it, which is normally anywhere from 5 to 8 to 10 degrees of water, and mirror that with time. So if you've got a 5-degree tub, spend 5 minutes in it. If you've got 8 degree, spend 8 minutes, 10 degrees, spend 10 minutes. That's a pretty good marker to stay in there, not to a point of shivering. So you don't want to be in a point where you're actually in a tensed muscle place. You want to try and be able to be relaxed. You do a whole load of deeper level things to your hormones. So you start to secrete what they call cold shock proteins, which do a load of stuff for oxidative damage and a deeper level neurological repair. You do things like you start to lower your core body temperature, which is an excellent thing to have if you're living somewhere like here in Dubai. Because if our core temp gets too high, your body starts to go and shut down other areas and make you feel not so great. So lowering core temperature at the end of the day is really good. You don't want to do it too close before you sleep, because your body goes the other way and starts to try and raise the core temperature. And then obviously we've already discussed, you don't want a high core temperature when you're sleeping. So this ice baths are great to do mid-afternoon. We also don't want to do them immediately post-exercise, because actually post-exercise, you want the inflammatory response that you've just worked hard to get. And a lot of people think, it feels really good to jump in post-exercise, but that's probably just for yourself to cool down. You actually want to let the muscle, leave it alone. The muscle is doing everything it can to get stronger from what you've just done to it. So wait at least 3 to 4 hours, then go jump in the tub. So most people who work out in the morning, go for a mid-afternoon ice tub, spend, as I said, if it's 5 degrees, 5 minutes, 8, 8, 10, 10, and then see how you feel in the evening. But most likely you feel a little bit better for it, so long as you actually relaxed going in, and not like Jeff when he went in mine at home, if you remember that.
I'm not sure he's been back since, mate.
No, he hasn't. That was an old tub anyway. It's gone now. We've upgraded. More safety precautions ignored, and it's nicely placed on your balcony. I think as well, there's a sign ice baths is a lot more than just muscle recovery. You can actually do a lot with your breathing within it. Yeah. And it's like having a to-do list. They say start with the small things and start getting the ball rolling. I see that with people in ice baths is if you can sit in an ice bath for 8 minutes, you suddenly get this feeling of, wow, I can do so much more. I can do a lot of things, yeah. And that is the dopamine, and it is the adrenaline you get from it. Yeah. But is that such a bad thing? Yeah, I agree, mate. That's sort of my take on ice. I feel incredibly cold when I get out for a long time. Do I feel better? Sometimes, yes. Obviously, I like what you say and I understand and I appreciate it. And I think it's healthy to bring the core temperature down. But then the next day I go out and shoot it straight back up again. But we're getting a window of recovery. But sometimes I think there's a lot of
a lot of mindset, which we're going to come to in just a second as well. But I think I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's quite a good test.
There's a correlation between the more you can get your core temperature up or down. And again, we're not talking high here. We're talking like points of a degree.
Yeah.
But the more you do that, the better it is for your immune system.
Yep.
So saunas are really good.
Yeah.
Ice baths are really good. Being normal temperature is really good. It all depends on when you use it and making sure you get different stresses at different times. That actually makes your immune system stronger.